You are not stuck because you are unlucky. You're stuck because you have been lying to yourself. You keep saying, I will start tomorrow, but tomorrow keeps turning into next week, next month, next year, and nothing changes. Let us be real. Your dreams are not waiting on motivation. They are dying from your lack of discipline. If you do not fix this now, you will wake up 10 years from today in the exact same place. Wondering how your whole life slipped through your fingers? This video is your warning and your way out. Here is the thing most people do not want to admit: the life you dream about, the body, the money, the success, the freedom, it is not built in public. It is built in silence. It is built in those quiet, boring, uncomfortable moments when you are alone and tempted to quit. We all want the results. But the question is, can you stay disciplined when nobody is clapping for you? Let me give you an example. Let us say you want to lose weight. You go to the gym once, maybe twice. You even post a sweaty selfie to your Instagram story. People hype you up. Go queen. Let us go, bro. But then it is a rainy Thursday. You are tired. No one is texting you. And you look at that gym bag like it personally offended you. Now it is just you in the silence. And this is where your future gets decided. Not on day one. Not when it is exciting. But on day boring. The day when your motivation ghosted you and nobody would even notice if you gave up. That is where champions are made. You see, the biggest trap in self-improvement is this idea that motivation is what drives results. No, motivation is the sugar rush. Discipline is the meal prep. Here is a simple truth. The difference between the life you want and the life you have is what you are doing when nobody is watching. Discipline shows up quietly, but the results? Oh, those scream. They scream in your body. They scream in your bank account. They scream in your confidence. Let us get real. Most people lose not because they are not smart, talented, or capable. They lose because they only show up when it is easy, when someone is watching, when it feels good, when it gets attention. But when it is just them and the grind, they ghost themselves. And I get it. You want to chill. You want to watch one more episode. You say things like, I deserve this break. But sometimes, the break becomes your prison. You say, I will start Monday. Well, guess what? You said that last Monday. At some point, you have got to stop negotiating with your potential. And yes, you are not always going to feel like it. I do not always feel like writing. Sometimes I stare at my laptop like it is trying to ruin my life. But I have learned one thing. Feelings are visitors, but discipline is a decision. Discipline is brushing your teeth even when you are tired. It is showing up to work early even when no one notices. It is saying no to things that do not move you forward without needing an audience. You want to know the fastest way to change your life? Start doing the hard stuff when no one is checking. Go for a run when it is raining. Read a book instead of scrolling TikTok. Say no to gossip. Say yes to becoming someone your future self will thank. You will not always get applause. Sometimes the win is invisible for weeks, months, maybe years. But here's the wild part. Every time you do what is right without recognition, you train your identity. You stop being someone who tries and start becoming someone who is. You are not trying to be disciplined. You are disciplined, because discipline is not something you do. It is someone you become. Now let me ask you something uncomfortable. If your life only moved forward based on what you did in private, how fast would you be growing right now? Would you be thriving, or would you be stuck? Because here is the truth. The future does not reward who is loud. It rewards who is consistent. Let me hit you with something hard and honest. Nobody ever became unstoppable by being comfortable. Comfort is sneaky. It whispers in your ear, you deserve to rest, even when you have done nothing all day. It hands you snacks, tells you to scroll for just 5 more minutes, and wraps you in a blanket of excuses. And the scariest part? It feels good while it is ruining your future. Let us break this down with something simple. Imagine you have a dream to start a YouTube channel. You write the idea down. You even buy the mic. But instead of recording your first video, you start watching one more productivity video. You tell yourself it is research, but deep down, you know it is comfort disguised as progress. Comfort pretends to be your friend, but it is a thief in disguise. It steals your urgency. It steals your time. And eventually, it steals your confidence. Because here's what most people never realize. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you train yourself to settle. You are sending a signal to your brain that says, this version of me is good enough. And guess what? Your brain listens. That is why it gets harder to change the longer you stay comfortable. It is like sitting on a couch that swallows you. The longer you sit, the harder it gets to stand up. The couch did not grow teeth, it just stopped fighting gravity. Let us be real. Growth is uncomfortable. It's going to the gym when you are out of shape. It's awkward. Studying a new skill and feeling like the dumbest person in the room. Embarrassing. Starting a business and getting 0 likes on your first post. Brutal. But that is where transformation lives, right on the edge of discomfort. If it is easy, it is probably not changing you. Think about the last time you were really proud of yourself. Was it when you took a nap? Was it when you did something hard, something you wanted to quit, but did not? Nobody brags about staying in bed, but everyone remembers the day they pushed through the pain. That is where the real stories are written. That is where self-respect is built. Here is a small example. Ever done a workout when you really did not feel like it? You dragged yourself there, half asleep, full of excuses? But 30 minutes later, you are sweating like you ran from a bear, and suddenly you feel like a superhero. Why? Because you proved to yourself that comfort does not control you. You made a move even when it was hard. And that feeling, that pride, you cannot buy that. Now, let us flip it. Ever skipped a task and said, I will do it tomorrow? And then tomorrow became next week, and suddenly you forgot you even had a goal. Yes, that is comfort's victory lap. Comfort is not just a place, it's a mindset, a pattern, trap. And the longer you stay in it, the smaller your world becomes. You stop taking risks. You stop chasing dreams. You stop believing in what you are capable of. And before you know it, you are not even stuck anymore. You are comfortable being stuck. That is the most dangerous place you can be. Let me remind you of something powerful. Every major breakthrough starts with discomfort. The first steps are always the ugliest. The first video is awkward. The first business fails. The first book draft is terrible. If you can push through that discomfort long enough, something starts to shift. The unknown becomes familiar. The pain becomes progress. Suddenly, you are not the same person anymore. You have evolved. See, comfort wants to keep you safe, but growth wants to set you free. Comfort says, stay here. It is predictable. Growth says, come here. It is better. The scary part is that comfort never asks for your permission. It just shows up, whispers sweet nothings, and tucks you into a life you never asked for. Let us get one thing straight. You are not unmotivated. You are not lazy. You are just dodging the truth. You are avoiding responsibility for your own life. And as long as you keep blaming everything else, you will stay exactly where you are. Now hold up. I know that sounds harsh, but let us be honest with each other. How many times have you told yourself, I just need more motivation. I will start once I feel inspired. I wish I was more disciplined, but here's the kicker. Motivation is not your problem. Responsibility is. It is not about waiting to feel ready. It is about taking ownership, especially when you do not feel like it. Let me put it this way. Motivation is a mood. Responsibility is a mindset. Think about this. Have you ever had a day where you felt zero motivation to get up, but your alarm rang because you had work, school, or a flight to catch? You did not lie there waiting for inspiration. You got up. Why? Because you knew you were responsible. You had no choice. So here is the truth. You are capable of action without motivation. You have done it before. You just do not do it for yourself. That is the real issue. You will show up early for your job, but you will not show up on time for your own dreams. You will stay up late for your boss's deadline, but you will not stay up 1 hour to build your own vision. Why? Because when it is your dream, you have no one to blame but yourself if it fails. And that is terrifying. Avoiding responsibility protects your ego. It is easier to say I am just not in the right headspace than to admit I did not do what I said I would. But here's what happens. The more you avoid responsibility, the more powerless you feel. You start believing that your life is out of your control, that you are just waiting for motivation, for a sign, for the stars to align. Let me tell you something real. You are not stuck because of your circumstances. You are stuck because you will not take responsibility for changing them. Now look, I get it. Life is heavy. You have got bills, pressure, maybe even trauma. But that is exactly why you must step up, because no one is coming to rescue you. Nobody is going to live your life for you. If you want change, it starts with ownership, not excuses, not blame, not "I will start on Monday." Responsibility says, maybe it was not my fault, but it is still my responsibility to grow. That is where the winners live. That is how people break cycles. That is how you rise, even when it is unfair. Let us be real. It is easy to blame your schedule, your anxiety, your genetics, your ex, your boss, your city, the government, your past, the weather. But here's the rule. Every time you blame, you give away your power. You might feel justified, but you stay stuck. And the worst part, you convince yourself that change is impossible. And when you stop believing in your ability to change, you die while you are still breathing. Now here's the flip side. Taking responsibility is uncomfortable, but it is empowering. It means you get to make new decisions. It means you get to design your life, not just survive it. It means you stop living like a victim and start leading like a warrior. Start asking yourself the real questions. What did I commit to but never followed through on? What am I pretending not to know? Where am I choosing comfort over courage? And here's one of the most important. If my future depended only on me, would I be ready? That question stings, but it also wakes you up. You are not lazy. You are scared. Scared of failing, scared of succeeding, scared of owning all the consequences. But here's the secret. Responsibility is freedom in disguise. When you take full responsibility, you stop being a puppet. You stop waiting for life to be fair. You start making bold moves without needing permission. Every time you say, "I will start tomorrow," and do not, every time you promise, "This is my year," quit after 2 weeks, you are not just disappointing yourself, you are quietly locking away the strongest version of who you could become. Let us talk about something nobody warns you about when you are on a self-improvement journey. The most dangerous lies are not the ones people tell you, they're the ones you tell yourself. Say, "I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow." You hit snooze until 9. You say, "I am going to stop procrastinating," and spend 2 hours watching a documentary on how octopuses dream. Relatable, right? We have all been there. But here's what most people do not realize. Every broken promise to yourself chips away at your confidence. It's not public confidence, the one you show on social media. I am talking about your private belief in yourself. The deep personal knowing that when you say something, you mean it. And once that internal trust is gone, you do not just feel stuck, you start believing that success is for other people. Let us break this down with a real-life analogy. Imagine you have a friend who constantly flakes. Every time they say, "Let us meet at 5, they show up at 7 or not at all. Eventually, do you believe them anymore? No, you stop taking them seriously. You stop expecting anything solid from them. Now here is the harsh truth. That friend is you to yourself. When you keep breaking your own word, your subconscious says, "Yeah, right. Here we go again." And you stop believing in your own potential, not because it is not there, but because you have caged it with broken promises. Let us say your potential is a lion, strong, dangerous, focused, powerful. Every time you say you will change and do not, it is like putting another bar around that lion. 1 bar becomes 5, 5 becomes a cage. Eventually, your potential is pacing behind the bars you built with your own patterns. And the worst part, the cage does not come with a lock. You can leave any time, but you have trained yourself to stay small. Why do we do this? Because it is easy. Because change is hard. Because the moment it gets uncomfortable, we say, "Maybe later." And later becomes never. Let me tell you a story. A guy named Leo wanted to get in shape. He wrote a whole plan. Diet, workout, schedule. He bought gear, set alarms, even told his friends. Day 1, he crushed it. Day 2, not bad. Day 3, slept in. Day 4, I will double up tomorrow. Day 5, maybe next week. Fast forward 3 months. Same belly, same clothes, same complaints. It was not genetics. It was not lack of knowledge. It was one simple truth. He did not keep his promises, not to his trainer, to his friends, to himself. And you know what that does to your spirit? It drains you. It makes you doubt your worth. It makes you feel like someone who talks a big game but never shows up. But here's the good news. If you can break promises, you can also start keeping them. You do not need to rebuild your entire life overnight. Start with the next promise. One win, one commitment. We live in a world obsessed with motivation hacks, morning routines, and vision boards. But the real power is in keeping your own word. That is where self-esteem grows. That is where momentum lives. It's not about doing it perfectly. It's about showing up when you said you would. Because when you become someone who honors their own word, the world starts to respond to you differently. Attract opportunities. People trust you. Most importantly, you trust you. Let us not sugarcoat it. Discipline hurts. Waking up early is painful. Saying no to distractions. Annoying. Doing what you do not feel like doing. Exhausting. But you know what hurts way more than discipline? Looking back 5 years from now and realizing you wasted your shot. Look, we all hate pain. It is human. Nobody wakes up saying, cannot wait to suffer today. We want ease, comfort, convenience. But here's the truth most people run from. Pain is unavoidable. You either choose the pain of discipline now or the pain of regret later. And the difference, one pain builds you, the other one breaks you. Let me paint a picture. Imagine two people, same age, same background. One wakes up early, eats clean, works out, studies when no one is watching. The other hits snooze, scrolls TikTok, eats whatever is easy, and tells themselves, I will fix it later. Fast forward 10 years, one is fit, confident, and successful. The other is frustrated, blaming the world, and wondering where the time went. Same pain, different timing. Discipline is pain with purpose. Regret is pain with no reward. See, the problem is not that life is hard. It is that we think it should not be. We want results without resistance, muscles without workouts, success without sacrifice, growth without grind. But discipline does not care about what you feel like doing. It cares about what you said you wanted. And the truth is, if your goals do not cost you something, they are not goals, they are wishes. Discipline is boring. But regret is loud. It wakes you up in the middle of the night. It whispers in your ear when you see someone else living your dream. It stabs you every time you say, that could have been me. You ever meet someone who says, I used to be passionate, or I almost started that business, or I wish I stuck with it. They're not bad people. They're not lazy. They just chose the wrong pain over and over again. Let me hit you with a hard but necessary truth. Your dream life has a price, and discipline is the down payment. Want the body? You will pay in sweat. Want the business? You'll pay in late nights and early mornings. Want confidence? You'll pay in reps, rejection, and showing up scared. But regret does not let you pay in advance. It charges you interest. Every time you say, I will do it later. Every time you choose comfort over courage. Every time you break your word, the bill adds up. Till one day you look back and think, man, if I had just stuck with it. But by then, the cost is your time, and you cannot buy that back. Now, you have seen it all, the raw truth behind your comfort, the cost of your excuses, silent weight of your broken promises, and the choice you face every single day, discipline or regret. No one is coming to push you. No one is forcing you to stay the same either. You get to decide. That is the most terrifying, yet most powerful truth you will ever face. You can keep running from pain now, but just know this. Pain has a cousin named regret. And regret visits you later, uninvited, and it never leaves. Or you can step into discipline. You can show up. You can build yourself quietly, painfully, and consistently until the world has no choice but to see what you have become. So do not just watch this video and nod. Make a decision. Right here, right now. Draw the line. Take full responsibility for your life like it is your only shot, because it is. Keep your word. Break the cycle. Wake up early. Do the work. Choose the pain that leads somewhere. Because at the end of the day, one truth will always follow you. If you have no discipline, you will stay stuck forever. And you were never meant to stay stuck.